You ever have someone stroll into your home like they own the place? No knock, no doorbell, just waltzing in like they're checking inventory. That's exactly what happened to me. Our HOA president, Deborah Kincaid, queen of gossip and self-appointed neighborhood sheriff, decided she needed to inspect my living room. She used one of those HOA master keys, turned it in my lock, and stepped right inside. Problem was, she picked the wrong day. My wife, Ava Carter, had just come home from a late-night operation, still in her FBI field jacket. When Deborah came face to face with her, Ava didn't argue. She flipped open her badge. I swear, the smug drained from Deborah's face faster than a busted hot tub. If you've never lived under an HOA, imagine paying hundreds a month for the privilege of being told your grass is too tall, your fence is too brown, and your holiday lights are off-brand. That's Maple Ridge Estates, a neighborhood so manicured it makes golf courses look wild. And right in the center of our neatly trimmed dystopia is Deborah Kincaid. She calls 911 if your recycling bin is half an inch out of alignment, cruises in a golf cart like it's a squad car, and knows everyone's business, or invents it. Me? I'm Mason Carter, 42. I run a small construction outfit that keeps the lights on and my tools sharp. My wife Ava and I bought our place 10 years ago when the HOA was merely annoying. Over time, the power went to Deborah's head like cheap wine, and the rules tightened like a jar lid your grandma barely closed. A glossy newsletter kicked off the nightmare. New Community Safety Initiative. Master keys for emergency access. The fine print said all board members would get keys to every home for urgent inspections. I set the flyer on the counter. You've got to read this, I told Ava. She skimmed it, one brow climbing. There's no legal standing without homeowner consent, she said. Exactly. And if there's one thing Deborah loves more than a rule, it's breaking a real one to enforce a fake one. Deborah rolled around with a clipboard and a honeyed smile, pushing a consent form. I told her no. It's for everyone's safety, she cooed. That's what 911 is for, I said. Her smile thinned. 2 days later, we got a letter accusing us of unapproved structural changes to our shed. Thursday morning was quiet. Sprinklers ticking in sync, a dog or two arguing with the mail truck. I'd left early to rip out a crooked kitchen 2 towns over. Ava finally had a slow morning. Gym, paperwork, coffee on the porch. Then, click. Not our keys. A cold, precise turn in the lock. The door swung open and in walked Deborah Kincaid, clipboard tucked like a badge. Good morning, Ava. The board recently approved emergency access. Entering a house without permission is trespassing, Ava said, voice calm, eyes sharp. It's not trespassing if it's HOA policy, Deborah sniffed, already angling toward the hallway like she might open doors. You're not going any farther, Ava said, stepping into her path. Deborah raised her phone. Click. These will go in your file. What Deborah didn't know was that Ava had already tapped record the second she heard the lock turn. The unlock, the uninvited entry, the inspection, the refusal to leave, it was all on video. When Deborah sneered, or what? Write me a strongly worded letter? Ava closed the distance, flipped open the black leather wallet, and let the badge catch the morning light. I am a federal agent, she said, crisp as a winter morning. You've just committed criminal trespass. Leave now, or I'll have you in handcuffs before your next violation notice prints. Deborah's mouth opened and nothing came out. She backed to the door. This was a misunderstanding. No, Ava said. It was a choice. Door, lock, deadbolt, chain. That night, Ava handed me her phone and pressed play. Watching Deborah's face crater at the sight of that badge, I nearly fell off the couch laughing. We've got her, I said. It's good evidence, Ava said, not smiling. But she won't back down. She'll double down. She did. The next morning, obstruction of inspection, $500 due in 10 days. Then came the barrage. Trash cans not concealed, $78. Shed paint fading, $150. Hose coiled the wrong way, $50. A gnome violated visual harmony. My truck's bumper hung 2 inches past the curb. A noise complaint for hammering during quiet hours, 3 to 4 p.m., because Deborah says her dog Peanut needs reflective time then. The fines topped $1,200 in days. And the gossip spread. My neighbor Rick Dalton, retired firefighter, shuffled over. Heads up, Mason, he murmured. Deborah's telling. Folks, your wife flashed a badge because you're under federal investigation. I laughed. Yeah, Rick. The FBI agent showed her real badge because her husband's the perp. Ava didn't flinch. She started collecting letters scanned, screenshots of Deborah's photos, neighbor statements, security camera footage. 2 days later, our new shed cam caught Deborah leaning over the fence with a tape measure. She never saw the lens. Across the street, Mrs. Hamley told Ava Deborah had checked for standing water in her kiddie pool, unannounced. Down the block, the Parkers said Deborah let herself into their garage to verify paint colors. In each case, HOA policy allows emergency inspections. This isn't just harassment, Ava said one night, laying out a timeline. It's abuse of authority under color of law. I grinned. So what's the plan? Patience, she said. Let her dig. We refused to pay. We responded only to request legal justification. None came, just more citations and a presidential statement online about resistance from certain residents. When she finally posted a blurry shed photo captioned, "Ongoing violations remain unresolved," Ava set down her fork. That's it, she said. Defamation on top of trespassing. We went to the monthly meeting, a beige box of a room that smells like coffee and Lysol. Deborah, in a pink blazer, read our charges like a prosecutor. Total fines, $1,275. Murmurs rippled. Ava stood. Madam President, clarify for the record how you conducted the inspection that led to these fines. All inspections are carried out per policy, Deborah said. I have video of you entering my home without consent, announcing an inspection, and refusing to leave, Ava replied. Dead quiet. Unauthorized entry is trespassing, she added, voice even. Then she flipped the badge, just long enough for the room to gasp. I'm a federal agent. I've documented multiple instances of your misuse of authority and collected signed statements. This will be submitted to state authorities this week. The air shifted. Deborah gathered her papers in a hurry and fled. Pink blazer, blur. The next morning, Ava spread papers like a poker hand. Time to pull the trigger, she said. Complaints to the State Consumer Protection Division, the County District Attorney, the Real Estate Board, the State Attorney General, each with dates, letters, screenshots, video, and the specific statutes Deborah steamrolled. Meanwhile, I worked the mailboxes and the hardware aisles. Crazy how anyone on the board can just walk into your house now, huh? Neighbors started sending certified revocations of consent. Ava posted a template, and by week's end, Deborah's mailbox was crammed with stay-off-my-property letters. 2 Fridays later, the call came from investigator Naomi Brooks at the Consumer Protection Division. We're opening a formal investigation into the Maple Ridge Estates HOA and its president, Deborah Kincaid. Subpoenas will be issued for meeting minutes, key logs, and financials. I pictured the manila envelopes hitting Deborah's desk like bricks. A local reporter ran a piece. Residents questioned HOA master key policy, citing the active state investigation. Deborah's posts went oddly neutral. The golf cart patrols, lighter. Her blinds closed. Then the website went under maintenance. Investigators discovered the master key program wasn't approved in the bylaws. Deborah had backdated minutes to fake it. The key log showed 8 unauthorized entries, none for real emergencies. And the kicker, administrative fees rerouted to a personal account in her name. Not millions, but enough for the DA to say misappropriation of funds out loud. At a special meeting, the vice president, Ethan Boyle, read out the allegations. Unauthorized entry, misuse of authority, falsified records, misappropriation. Ava stood and kept it simple. This is about trust, she said. No one, neighbor or president, crosses a threshold without permission. Hands shot up, 30-0 to remove Deborah, 2 abstentions. No speeches, no denial. She packed a tote and walked out. The door's soft click sounded like the neighborhood finally exhaled. Aftermath was swift. Master keys abolished, all keys returned. Bylaw clause added. No HOA representative may enter property without explicit written consent except in a verified emergency. Fines issued under Deborah were reviewed, and most were wiped. The DA filed charges, criminal trespass, misappropriation, falsifying records. She took a plea, paid restitution, and agreed to stay out of Maple Ridge Estates. A moving truck came a week later. We didn't wave. The new HOA president, Mrs. Whitfield, a retired principal, wasn't perfect, but she was fair. Meetings got transparent. Minutes posted. Policies voted on by actual homeowners. The neighborhood loosened. People lingered at mailboxes. Kids played in the cul-de-sac without parents peeking through blinds. Even Peanut seemed happier wherever he ended up. We didn't throw a party. The victory was in the quiet. I went back to work without wondering who was photographing my shed. Ava drank coffee on the porch without tracking a pink blazer. The gnome stayed planted, smug as ever. If anyone asks why our meetings are polite now, we tell the short version. A president mistook HOA policy for actual law, until someone with a badge and a binder of facts reminded her where the line is. The locks on our house. They haven't changed. But the keys, those are ours.